Welcome back to Trino Studios. My name is David Niave. As we continue the series with video number 2, title, as I'm going to say it, I'm going to change it. When I say the burning bush, usually you have an idea of what I'm talking about when it comes to Moses. If you don't, it's in Exodus 3. There is a scene of a burning bush. But what's interesting about this burning bush is that the fire didn't consume the bush. And I think that many times we read through that. Many times I did. And I overlooked that importance of that. And I was reminded of that importance when I was reading this book recently. And it talks about how God's power doesn't take, it only gives. The fire that was on the burning bush did not consume the bush, meaning it didn't require anything of that bush to burn. That's very important because we know that fire takes from whatever it's on to keep burning. But this fire was different. That was the curiosity to Moses. He saw this burning bush, but he saw that the bush was not being consumed, and he got closer. As he's getting close, he hears his name, Moses, Moses. And he just says, "Here I am." Now, I had a discussion with someone about this, that we usually see this scene as Moses just wandering up there, sees the burning bush, hears his name, and says, "Here I am," like if he hasn't been in contact with God, like if he just forgot about him. I would challenge you to say that that's not the case. First of all, he was raised to constantly be thinking about God. He was raised by his mom to remember God. He goes to Midian. His father-in-law is a priest of Midian. More than likely, the constant communication about God was there. So when he arrives to the burning bush, he recognizes his voice of God. Maybe he had never heard him before. Maybe he had. We don't know. But he answers very aware of who this voice is. He says, "Here I am." I would like to believe that he had some kind of communication with God. Now, we also remember he was in Midian, a lot more calm and slower environment. Sound familiar? Some of us have gone through a calm, slow environment, and some of us have reconnected, but also some of us have kind of felt stagnant, stuck. Now, once again, in Exodus 3:4, God calls his name. He approaches this fire because he was curious, because the fire was not consuming the bush. But what's interesting is that this story is very symbolic to another story in Genesis 22:1 with Abraham. There's a mountaintop. God calls Abraham. He responds. He takes his sacrifice, which he thinks is his son. He arrives to the mountaintop, and God provides the sacrifice. We are reminded that God is a giver. He will always give something. He doesn't require anything from us. He only gives. Now, at times we might feel like he's taking things from us, but those are those things that we're not willing to give up. So anytime you find yourself that you're getting close to God and things are being taken from you, I challenge you to look at it the other way. God doesn't need anything from us. He doesn't need anything that we have. He is God. He has everything. So could it be that that thing be taken away is something we're hanging on to? Now, be willing to recognize his voice and be willing to go close to that voice. Now, he heard his name and he said, "Here I am." How many times have we heard the name of God and maybe stayed silent or quiet? Now, we know later on in the story, Moses kind of changes the tune a little bit. But in this moment, when he hears his name, he comes closer to the fire because he knows that this fire is different. It's not consuming. So he's not scared of this fire. Many times when there's a fire, the closer you get, it's just hot. It's gonna burn. But this fire was different. But it's a very powerful fire. So be reminded that God only gives. Now, as we continue in the series, you're going to be hearing the different almost steps that Moses has taken in this scene on how he comes close to God. The first step he takes is he responds, "Here I am," when God calls him by this burning bush. So today, I leave you with this. If you find yourself walking through the mountaintop that you're at, walking through the wilderness, walking through the desert that you're at, and you're wondering, where is God? He's right there. It's just a matter of you being curious to search for him. And when you hear your name, all we need to say is, here I am. Stay tuned for the next video. Hey guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, comment and like the video. It helps our channel out and also helps get more content out to you guys. Once again, thank you.